Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we have an exciting story for you titled, Do Not Open the Seventh Door. Please enjoy the story and don't forget to vote in the poll for your favorite part. Comment below if you want another part. Let's get started. No one. Waking in isolation. She woke with a start, heart pounding like a drum solo in her chest. Her eyes snapped open, met by the sight of cold, hard concrete and a dim overhead light flickered on and off. Where am I? Her voice hoarse from disuse. The question echoed in the vast emptiness around her. How did she get here? Why was she here? Her mind was a swirling vortex of confusion. She tried to sit up, wincing as a sharp pain shot through her head. The last thing she remembered was the ground rumbling beneath her feet, the sky splitting open with blinding light and deafening roars. And then nothing. Her memories were spotty at best. What had happened? Was she alone? Her gaze fell on a battered digital clock on the wall. Its red digits glowed faintly. Frozen at 7:07, a faint hum filled the air, a constant backdrop of anxiety. Somewhere in the darkness, an emergency generator kept its watchful vigil. The bunker was designed to be her last stand, her sanctuary in a world gone crazy. But how long could she survive down here? How long until the oxygen ran out or the water supply went dry? Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but she pushed it back. Taking a deep breath, she forced herself to calm down. First things first, she needed to explore, find some answers. Maybe there was someone else down here, maybe a way to get out. Standing up, she walked into a long, dark hallway. 7 identical rusted metal doors lined the hall, each marked with a number from 1 to 7. Her eyes scanned the doors, searching for a clue, a hint, anything that could provide an answer. But they offered no help. She was in uncharted territory, facing the unknown with nothing but the clothes on her back and the will to survive. She knew she couldn't stay in that same room forever. The bunker held secrets. She could feel it. So she started walking toward the nearest door. She turned the handle of the first door and pushed. It was locked tight. No sound came from behind the metal. Moving on, she tried the second door, locked tight. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, each one sealed tight as if no one had ever opened them. She found herself at the last door, the 7th, and just as she reached out to touch it, something strange happened. The door wasn't completely shut. A small gap yawned between the frame, revealing a sliver of darkness beyond. Curiosity tugged at her, but fear held her back. Should she go further? What awaited her on the other side? What lurked in the darkness beyond the 7th door? She stepped closer, hesitantly reaching out a hand to push the door open wider. As it moved, a cold gust of air seeped out, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and something else, something unsettlingly metallic. The air grew colder, the metallic scent stronger as she continued to push the door open. It creaked, protesting the intrusion into whatever lay behind it. She didn't know what to expect. Was there another room, a secret passage, or perhaps danger? Uncertainty gnawed at her, but her curiosity won out. She pushed the door open wider and stepped through. No sooner had she crossed the threshold than the door slammed shut with a resounding boom. The suddenness of it made her jump. Then she heard it, a soft whisper that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Her name. It was her name, distorted, childlike. Sometimes it was sweet and gentle, other times sharp and angry, but always it was her name. The bunker seemed to sigh, the walls pressing in on her, making the space feel smaller, claustrophobic. Who's there? Her voice echoed in the confined space, bouncing off the unforgiving concrete walls. But the only response was the whisper, growing louder now, insistent. Come, come, it urged. It wants me to go further, she thought. What do you know? The whisper, was it leading her somewhere? Was it trying to guide her, or was it luring her into a trap? She cautiously moved forward, the whisper urging her on. This way, it beckoned. She could hear the whisper even over the thudding of her own heart. Every step she took brought her closer to whatever was behind the 7th door, closer to the source of the whispers. She didn't know what to expect, but she couldn't turn back. The whisper promised something on the other side of the tunnel, something important, something she needed. The whispering grew louder as she walked, its tone changing from gentle coaxing to sharp command. Come, it hissed now. Come to me. The voice echoed in her mind, relentless, inescapable. As she walked, she saw something in the distance, a glimmer of light. Hope surged through her. Was it a way out? A way to escape the whispering in the darkness? She quickened her pace, moving towards the light. As she neared the end of the tunnel, the whispering reached a crescendo. Come, I'm here. I'm here. Suddenly, the light ahead intensified, flooding her vision. Blinking against the brightness, she emerged into a large chamber. In the center stood a figure shrouded in light, their face hidden in its brilliance. Relief washed over her. Finally, someone else, someone to help. She cautiously moved forward, the whisper urging her on. This way, it beckoned. She could hear the whisper even over the thudding of her own heart. Every step she took brought her closer to whatever was behind the 7th door, closer to the source of the whispers. She didn't know what to expect, but she couldn't turn back. The whisper promised something on the other side of the tunnel, something important, something she needed. His whispering grew louder as she walked, its tone changing from gentle coaxing to sharp command. "Come," it hissed now. "Come to me." The voice echoed in her mind, relentless, inescapable. As she walked, she saw something in the distance. A glimmer of light. Hope surged through her. Was it a way out? A way to escape the whispering and the darkness? She quickened her pace, moving towards the light. He brightened as she emerged into a large chamber. In the center stood a figure shrouded in light, their face hidden in its brilliance. Relief washed over her. Finally, someone else, someone to help. But as the light faded, so did the hope. The figure in the center wasn't what she expected. It was a person, or what remained of one. Their skin was gray and stretched tight over their bones, their eyes hollow sockets staring into nothingness. Their lips were pulled back in a silent scream. The figure gestured wildly, their arms ending in hooks where hands should be. The creature lurched forward, its mouth opening and closing soundlessly. Its fingerhooks scraped against the floor, leaving trails in the dust. Terror froze her in place. She wanted to run, to scream, but fear rooted her to the spot. The creature shambled closer, its presence reeking of decay and despair. Its eyes, or what remained of them, seemed to bore into her, reading her deepest fears. It reached out a hand, its touch promising pain and torment. With a final guttural screech, it lunged. She woke in a cold sweat, gasping for breath. The nightmare clung to her, the creature's touch still tingling on her skin, its eyes boring into hers. The bunker pressed in on her, the silence deafening. The clock ticked, mocking her with its normalcy. 7:07. Still 7:07. She stumbled out of bed, or what passed for a bed in this subterranean prison. A shiver raced down her spine. She could still feel the creature's presence, its icy fingers digging into her soul. The whispering started again, faint at first, then growing louder. She recognized that voice, the voice from her nightmare, the voice from behind the seventh door. She knew what she had to do. She had to unlock the doors, face whatever lay beyond them, and put an end to this nightmare. Each door held a memory, a fragment of her past. She remembered placing the keys on top of the fridge. That was before. Before what? Before the apocalypse. She remembered because she used to joke with her brother about how the apocalypse wouldn't take away their stash of candy. She remembered hiding the keys after finding them in a drawer. She remembered showing her mother the drawings she made during an art class. She remembered playing hide and seek with her father in the park. She remembered all those moments because the doors showed them to her. The doors showed her fragments of her past, memories she had buried deep within. But the memories came at a cost. They were tainted with the stench of decay, the chill of death. As she unlocked door number 7, the others vanished, leaving her standing in the middle of a dark hallway. The door at the end was still there, but now it was different. It looked like the door in her nightmare, the door that led to the creature. She felt a sudden urge to run, to flee from the impending doom that seemed to emanate from the door. But she didn't move. She stood her ground, facing the door, waiting for whatever was behind it to reveal itself. And then it did. The door began to move on its own, opening slowly and inexorably. A black void yawned beyond, sucking the light and warmth from the hallway. The creature from her nightmare stirred within, its presence heralded by a stench of decay and despair. With a low growl that rumbled through the very foundations of the bunker, it began to emerge. Its twisted form slivered out, its eyes blazing with a malevolent light. She screamed, her voice echoing through the vast emptiness of the bunker. Swallowed by the approaching darkness, the creature advanced, its every movement oozing with a predatory grace that sent shivers down her spine. Fear threatened to overwhelm her, but she fought against it, refusing to let it consume her. She would not be taken without a fight. With a sudden surge of adrenaline, she dashed past the creature, racing toward the stairs leading up out of the bunker. She didn't know where she was going, but anywhere was better than here. The creature let out a frustrated roar, its heavy footsteps pounding the concrete floor as it gave chase. She could hear its ragged breathing, smell the stench of its decaying flesh, feel its icy fingers brushing against her skin. As she stumbled up the stairs, she saw a faint light in the distance, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. Bursting through the surface, she gasped at the sight of the night sky above. Freedom for a moment. She reveled in the feeling of the wind on her skin, the taste of freedom on her lips. But her triumph was short-lived. Behind her, the creature clawed its way up the stairs, its distorted form silhouetted against the fading light of day. Its eyes burned with a cold fire, promising torment and eternal damnation. She turned, her gaze locking with the creature's, and knew she couldn't outrun it forever. In the ensuing game of cat and mouse, she darted through the abandoned streets, over rooftops and down shadowy alleys. The creature was relentless, its pursuit unending. All the while, the whispering continued, slithering through her mind, urging her on. Finally, she found herself standing before the bunker again, the doors looming like gaping mouths ready to swallow her whole. Behind her, the creature loomed, its presence suffocating, its grip tightening. She knew she couldn't hide forever. She had to face her pursuer, whatever it was. Taking a deep breath, she turned, readying herself for the confrontation. But the creature wasn't what she expected. It had changed, grown in size and strength. Its form writhed and twisted, taking on new shapes, new horrors. Yet through it all, its eyes blazed with a single purpose, a singular obsession: to reach her, to claim her. And as it lunged, she saw her opportunity. With a burst of adrenaline, she pushed through the nearest door, slamming it shut behind her. She heard the creature thrashing on the other side, its claws scrabbling for purchase. But she didn't stop to watch. She kept moving, plunging into the darkness beyond. The door hissed as it slid open, revealing a dark void. A faint humming filled the air, like the drone of a distant engine. Inside, she could feel a presence watching, waiting. It wasn't a malevolent force, but it was definitely there. And as she stepped further into the darkness, she knew she wasn't alone. A voice echoed in her mind, soft yet insistent. It was the voice from the whispering doors, but now it was clearer, more defined. "Come," it beckoned. "I'm here. I've been waiting for you." For a moment, she hesitated, fear warred with curiosity, pulling her in opposite directions. But the voice's gentle persistence was hard to resist. It promised answers, perhaps even salvation. She decided to follow it, to see where it would lead. After all, she had nothing left to lose. Please comment below. Did she make the right choice? Does anyone else think that she should have stayed away from the seventh door? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing stories. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the endless possibilities of our imaginations.